Dear friends, greeting of the day. So today I will discuss about the cracks and causes of the cracks. I will discuss only today in this video introductory part of the cracks. So myself Dr. Trilok Gupta. As you know that cracks play an important role in the deterioration of any structure. And what is the basically cracks? Cracks is the interconnected voids. As we know that in the concrete, definitely there will be voids. Voids may be present due to so many reasons, but basic and definite reason of presence of the voids in the concrete is that when we mix the water to process the hydration process of the cement, at that time the water is mixed in the cement, and after harden of the concrete, the water is evaporated from the concrete, and that remains the voids in the concrete. If these voids interconnected due to any reason, that form the cracks. The cracks may be the exterior cracks or surface cracks, or sometimes it may be the internal cracks. If the cracks are the internal, then there is the no problem and no harm to our structure. But if it is on the surface and it goes up to the our reinforcement bars and goes up to the deeper, then it may create the problem. And generally, it has been observed that even after ensuring strict quality control or workmanship, and let us we have used the best material, even that crack may occur in the structure. And these cracks are normally non-structural cracks and can be prevented by adopting sound construction practices or techniques and precautions during the construction stage. So, in the this occurrence of various types of crack pattern in the building during construction, even after completion, when it is subjected to the superimposed load or during the service life, uh, is a common phenomena. And a building component develops cracks whenever the stress in the components exceed its strength. Stress in the building components could be caused by the externally applied forces such as dead load, wind load, live load, seismic load, or there may be the foundation settlement. And it could be induced internally due to the thermal movement, moisture change, elastic deformation, chemical action, or so many reasons. So, first of all, the types of cracks. We can classify our cracks based on the structural and non-structural, means how they are formed, what is the reason to form the cracks. So we can classify it into two. First is the structural cracks. So these occurs due to the incorrect design, faulty construction, or overloading, and these may be endanger the safety of a building. For example, let's say there is the cracking in the RCC beam or column or slab, so that may create the problem in our structure. And another type may be the non-structural cracks. So these are the mostly due to the internally induced stresses in the building material and do not endanger safety of a building, but may look unsightly on aesthetically. It may not good appearance and may create an impression of the faulty work or may give a feeling of instability. And in some situations, due to penetration of moisture through uh, these non-structural cracks may spoil the internal finishes, and that may be add the additional cost of maintenance, or it may corrode the reinforcement bars, and ultimately they may be the adversely affect the stability of the structure in the long duration. And for example, let's say vertical cracks in the this compound wall, boundary wall, due to the shrinkage of the thermal movement. So now we can classify our cracks based on the crack width. So there may be the we can define in the four types. First is the thin cracks, that is having the width of the less than 1 mm. Medium type cracks, that is the width of these cracks may be 1 mm to 2 mm, and wide cracks, the width more than 2 mm. And another type is the crazing, that is the occurrence of closely spaced fine cracks at the surface of a material is called as the crazing cracks. So now, as we know that the cracks may be uniform width throughout or maybe narrow at one end, gradually widening at the other end, and cracks may be straight, toothed, stabbed, or it may be of map pattern, or it may be a random type, or it may be vertical, horizontal, or it may be inclined, diagonal. Cracks may be only at the surface, or it may be extend to more than one layer of the material. And cracks, due to the different causes, have varying characteristics, and by the careful observation of these characteristics, one can diagnose the cause of cracking for adopting the appropriate remedial measures. So basically in this video we are discussing only about the causes of the non-structural cracks. That is the cracks in the building component which are not due to the structural inadequacy, faulty construction, or the overloading. The commonly used building material, namely masonry, it may be the concrete, mortar, etc., are the weak in the tension and shear, and therefore the stresses of even small magnitude causing tension uh, can lead the cracking. So in this figure, we can observe that due to the very minor tensile stresses, the masonry wall has cracked in between its length. So due to this tension which is acting outside of the this point of affection, the crack is generated. So that type of crack is called as the tensile cracks in the masonry wall. And similar, there may be the shear crack in the masonry wall. So we can say that this internal stresses are induced in the building component or account of the thermal movement, moisture change, elastic deformation, chemical reaction, etc. And this in this figure we can observe that the shear cracks in the masonry pillar is formed due to the expansion or increase in the length or size of the RCC beam, or we can say that the slab. So this type of crack generally take place nearby the support of the RCC element. So sometimes these all these phenomena causes the dimensional change in the building components, and whenever this movement is restrained due to the interconnectivity of various members, restraint between the different types of components, etc., and these stresses are induced, and whenever these stresses, whether it may be the tensile or shear, exceed the strength of the material, then at that time this cracking may occur. Now this another picture shows this cracks at the corner of the wall, and this is again due to the expansion of the, or we can say that there is change in length or increase in the length of the wall A, and this B was at his location, that at that time this type of cracks is formed, or this type of generally called as the shear corner cracks. Now this figure shows the flexural tension cracks in the masonry wall, where because this shrinkage in the RCC member, that may be the slab or beam, take place, shrinkage maybe takes place due to any reason. So this we will discuss in the next video, that what is a shrinkage and how it affects our strength, or we can say that how it is responsible to form the cracks in our structure. So we can observe there are the cracks below the lintel level, and this flexural tension cracks at the lintel level due to the shrinkage and the contraction. We can say that the shrinkage or contraction is the same of the RCC slab or beam. At that time, this type of horizontally cracks nearby the opening takes place. So these all about the basically the introductory part of the our cracks. So there are the so many principles causes of the cracks, that are the moisture changes, thermal movement, elastic deformation, creep, chemical reaction, foundation movement and settlement of the soil, and growth of vegetation. So these principal causes we will discuss in the next videos. So and I have used the reference for this making this video is SP25 1984, that is the handbook on causes and prevention of cracks in the building. So thank you friends. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me through comments in the comment box. Thank you.